Hello, hello, everyone, and welcome to our social media live with Women Thrive. My name is Ramon Jan, and I'm excited to host one of our speakers from the Women Thrive Summit. Today, we're talking about how to own your power and own your story. And I have a wonderful, wonderful guest here with me, a badass lioness, Ginine Emily Smith. Hi, Janine, how are you?
Hi, I am excellent. Thank you so much for having me.
Where are
You
you
look
joining
beautiful.
from?
Plano, Texas, which is the Northeast Dallas area.
Yeah, and you look like a rock star. Can I just say that?
Oh, well, thank you. I've got my hard rock jean jacket on.
Oh, I think, we are definitely going to get to know you in today's conversation. And I'm actually really, really excited about our audience getting to know you better and your story, your journey, and why you feel so passionate about helping women tell their stories and own their power. So, before we begin, just a really quick introduction. So, Ginine Emily Smith is a globally recognized speaker, internationally best-selling author, award-winning songwriter, and a co-host of national TV show Rockstar Diaries, Healing Out Loud. And she really is the rock star. She's the host of the Rise and Roll with the Badass Lioness podcast, where she empowers women to rise, revive, thrive by turning their stories into their superpowers. And I think a lot to be said about us as women healing through our traumas and also then rising above to be the most authentic, badass version of ourselves. And I love what you do, Janine, and I think
Oh,
everybody needs a mentor like you.
oh, thank you.
Tell us a little bit
Thanks.
more about how you got on to doing the work that you're doing today, what maybe drives your passion in doing the work that you do.
Oh, wow. Where do I begin? Can I first explain why it's Badass Lioness?
Sure.
Okay, number one, it's double D. But growing up, I had 3 phenomenal women, to look up to. My mom, my grandma, and my aunt, and each one of them was completely different from one another. My grandma was very soft-spoken, but when she spoke, you leaned in. My mom was not afraid to share her opinion at all. She was very confident and a singer as well. And then my aunt, she could walk into a room and her presence alone dominated the room and you leaned in. And I called them all badasses growing up. And you could see that it's who they are. It's not necessarily how much money they make, what they do. It's their very essence of being a woman.
Mm.
And I am so happy that I had that growing up to be able to, mirror and look up to. And so that's kind of where that badass lioness comes in.
Yeah. You know, when
It's
when we grow up surrounded by strong, powerful women who sets the foundation, it's kind of in our DNA. Like you can't help it.
yes. Yes. It's so true. And then, my story is, and I want to share this because I'm just quite positive that other women will relate to a lot of this.
Yeah.
For decades, 3 decades, I was a high level leader and trainer in the corporate world, working for companies like Microsoft, Verizon. I was a coach, a trainer in leadership, and I coached and trained CEOs and management on various levels and was able to solve many problems for them. And most of the problems that I found or pain points all came down to the human condition. And one company at that time was at a point where they were going to lay off 70% of their workforce. And with a little help, they were able to come out of that desert and grow exponentially as we worked on their human condition and their employees. Have you heard of classmates.com?
Wow.
Yes, that's how far back it goes. But, during these years, I was also a singer, songwriter, speaker. I was doing gigs in front of audiences anywhere from 500 to 100,000. But the issue was that I compartmentalized all of these pieces of my life. At work, I tried to live the part and I wore fancy suits, high heels. On stage, I got to play dress up like I did when I was a little girl, lace flowing, you know, beauty. But inside, I truly was confused. I felt out of alignment and I started to burn out. And I'm sure a lot of ladies can relate to that, right? I was doing for others and not even practicing my own tools and framework, and I went
Mm.
into full on burnout.
Oh.
And I realized that I hadn't dealt with some extreme trauma that I had experienced growing up and into my early adulthood. I had buried things so deep down, like domestic
Oh.
violence, sexual assault, so deep that it was hidden. Wasn't gone though, it was just hidden. And
Mm.
I believe that these things within our subconscious, even if you try to hide them, they determine our patterns. And we truly have to disrupt those patterns and those happens and go deep first. Yeah, you can change your mindset. Have you heard of Joyce Meyer's Battlefield of the Mind?
No,
Oh, love that book. And I call them bullies in your head. Um,
oh.
we have to silence or at least, slow down those bullies in our head that are telling us we're not enough, we're not ready, we're not perfect, all of those. But when I solved that problem and had a full awakening and healing, then I was able to go out and truly and effectively help others. And
Mm.
that's kind of where Badass Linus, all of this happened in my next and best chapter of life. I turned 59 in November. So this year I'm turning the big 60 and I'm happier and more fulfilled than I've ever been. And
Mm.
I'm able to go out and help women achieve their dreams and goals starting from the inside out. And this doesn't come from theory. I've lived, things that I know other ladies have lived. I mean, you just can't live a whole life and not have gone through some adversity, right? We just can't avoid it.
Yeah.
So my whole mission truly is to rise up women leaders, to help them heal from those things that maybe they've hidden and to use their voice in a way that truly has impact on the world, and they can empower others to do the same thing. And this, it's not only impacting the world, it's living in alignment with your true self. And everything changes in your life when you do that. Your whole presence shifts and people can see it, right? When you're your authentic self, when you're showing up real and true.
Mm.
And sorry,
Yeah.
I didn't mean to go on and on. I just get so passionate about it.
But when you walk the walk, when you've done the healing, when you've done the work, and you know how much your life has changed, like that transition from because I know what happens when you go through trauma, you dim your light, you silence your voice, you live in fear and self shaming and guilt and all those kind of things. And maybe even some of these things are, like you were saying, like laying dormant until something happens and it gets uncovered. But
Yes.
you know what happens when you start the healing journey and you've done the work, you almost like clear the windscreen, right? And you're like,
Yes.
"Oh, now I can see clearly. Oh, now I feel the way I was supposed to feel my entire life, but I
Yes.
wasn't."
Yes.
And that's huge. I mean,
Hmm.
that's massively transformational for anyone, really.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Fully on agree. And we talked about compartmentalizing.
Mm.
It we are one person. And when we're in alignment with who we truly
Mhm.
are and with our passion and goals, you find a way to integrate all those pieces, and when I found a way, like when I integrated my creative side, my singer songwriter, I used to speak in prisons and jails. I wasn't an
Wow.
inmate, but I really, that was my passion, was to go help these ladies that had somehow gotten into hard times,
Yeah.
and when you integrate all those pieces of your story and become one full, person, and I know that sounds weird, but we tend to compartmentalize, and when you're in that confusion of, I have to be one way as a mom, I have to be one way as a wife and at my business. And truly, in my first marriage, I would bring some of the hardcore corporate Ginine into our marriage, and he did
Mm,
not like that. Because I was not Ginine in the corporate world. I lived in the high tech industry, and it was male dominated. As a female, many times I was the only woman in leadership. And oh my gosh, I had to go into survival mode and learn to be certain things that just weren't in alignment with
yeah.
who I truly am. Have you experienced that?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think when we go through life, having not healed particular parts of ourselves or the trauma, it's really hard to step into your authentic self. And it's like the
Yes.
internal struggle.
Yeah.
And it's so I can't even describe the word, but it's a deep struggle. I remember
Yes.
looking
Yes.
at myself in the mirror and I'm not seeing who the woman in reflection was. I couldn't
Mhm.
explain, like, why am I here? What am I doing here? Who am I?
Yes.
Like, it's as if a part of my identity, I couldn't connect the dots,
Mhm.
and that's it's like you lose a part of yourself and you have
Yes.
to go through a whole journey of rediscovering and
Yes.
truly realigning yourself, and it's powerful. So Janine, I'm curious, how do you support women? Because had I known there was such thing as support back in the day when I was going through the depths of the trauma and I couldn't see myself in a mirror. I couldn't find my authentic voice. I really struggled, as with my voice, with ability to even speak. But what's
Mhm.
the work that you do and how do you support women in their work, in their journeys?
Excellent question. For years, I tried to heal myself or get in alignment on my own. I mean, it was treacherous.
Mhm.
And when I got in the right rooms, in front of the right
Mhm.
mentors, coaches, people that had already been there and had a level of success, it was only then that I was able to accelerate my growth and become the woman, my true essence of woman that I am today. And it was through a lot of hard work, but it was with these mentors. And
Yeah.
so I know that, yes, you can do a lot of this on your own, but with mentorship and coaching, I don't just throw a course at somebody or say, hey, you can make millions like me being a speaker on the stage and, throw some tips and tricks. No, I walk alongside my clients and we go for full transformation. The way I help is I get deep. We first start with the rise, reclaim your voice and identity, integrate your stories,
Mhm.
storytelling, finding a way to tell that story in a clear and concise way, and then empower you. Once you heal from the inside out and you learn how to share your story, you are empowered to do that.
Mm.
And we walk through those steps, and then it goes into the roar stage, which is, so rise is the internal transformation. The roar, rise and roar, hence lioness, is when it's how the world perceives you. It's
Yeah.
going out. And so my team, our whole mission is to take your story to the stage. And not everybody wants to be a speaker
No.
or, you know, uh, on a big stage. Some people want to. be, in the pulpit or on the church or in prisons. That's why I brought up the prisons earlier. Some people have a passion to speak in schools, colleges. It could be a podcast, it could be TV show,
Mm,
a book. You choose your stage. So we help you first, be clear on your story, your means, your stage, and then we can take you the full from start to finish. Within 4 to 8 weeks, we can find your stage. And again, this is only through years of connection and building an empire with other people. It's all about connection. It's
mm,
all about, that's why I was so happy to find Women Thrive. And the way I found you was through another group and another
mm,
gal that I had bonded with, and we have so much in common. This gal, she's like a sister from another mister, and she's like, you have to go check Ray out
mm,
and Women Thrive. And when I started researching you guys, I'm like, they are so in alignment. Their heart is there. They are phenomenal at what they do. How can I not become involved in this
mm.
whole entire thing that you have created? I mean, that's what it's about. We are better together, and
Yeah,
we have to link arms and walk side by side. You can't do it on your own. You can't do
yeah.
life on your own.
No, of course not. And it's powerful. I've had some really great conversations recently, and it's just a resounding message that I keep hearing from women is the community, as a support, as a network, is
Yeah.
the space that we able to hold for each other and know you're not alone, because that
Yeah.
journey navigating life changes, transitions, growth, healing, it's lonely. It's lonely
Mhm.
out there. And it's
It
hard. It's
is.
not something you should be doing on your own, because sometimes you just can't swim out the deep end all on your own. Like, and
Yeah.
you gotta find a way to get out and really start living your authentic life. And
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
think, for someone who never thought I could be a speaker, never thought I would be a speaker, I literally struggle with my voice so much. But my purpose was calling me so much
Mhm.
more than the
Mhm.
fear and the struggle that I had with my voice, that I had no choice but to overcome it. It's
Yeah.
like, do that or perish.
Mhm.
Because I needed to speak.
Mhm.
And that journey of like empowering yourself, healing, owning your story,
Yes.
owning your power, owning your voice, and then empowering others.
Yes.
The
Yes.
first time I shared my story of me losing my voice, there were two people distinctively. I remember that in the space of like a week or two, they reached out to me and said, I've never met somebody else who lost their voice due to trauma. I didn't understand what it was. And now hearing you speak about it, I know why I was going through the challenges that I have.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
That moment, honestly, it made it all worth it. And it made me realize and appreciate why I've gone through the struggles that I've gone through.
Mhm.
Being able to own your voice and your message is like you have the responsibility to
Mhm.
share it.
Mhm. Yep. Yeah, I love that. And I believe there's no accidents or coincidences. Sometimes we go through, you talk about losing your voice. I literally lost my voice. I
Wow.
had this was quite a few years ago, and as a musician and artist, I was going to be on a big stage with like 100,000 people.
Wow.
And a few weeks before that, I got caught in the Southern California fires with the smoke,
Um,
and it caused a lot of damage, like serious, severe laryngitis. And I lost my voice literally, and went to all these doctors. They were putting me on prednisone. It was making me sick as a dog. Nothing was working. And I'm a problem solver. So I'm like, I got to find a way. And I sought out people that had been through the same thing, like Adele and the lead singer for Nickelback. And I started like searching for the information and ways. And I found my own remedy. It was all natural. It was anti-inflammatory. It was, ginger and turmeric. I could go on and on about this, but I found my own way. And within 3 days, I had my voice back and I was able to show up authentically and fully
Mhm.
alive with my full voice.
Look
And I
at
tell
that.
you what, I mean, I tell you, that was a hard time in my life because God, why would you put this opportunity in front of me? And then my voice is gone. Really? Like,
Wow, amazing. Janine, I think this is a really important message for our audience today. We're stepping into a new year. I think
yes,
a lot of women want to make bigger impact. And I
yes.
know, trauma can happen to just about anyone.
Hmm.
And owning our voice and our story and our power is a way of advocating for ourselves and making big impact.
Hmm.
If people wanted to get in touch with you, how do they get in touch with you to find out more about the work that you do?
My website, and you've helped me with that. I've made huge improvements to it. That's a whole nother thing is the business side of things, but it's badasslioness.com, BADDASS lioness.com, and you can book a call. I want to hear your story.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to sell you anything. I want to hear your story. I want to know what you're passionate about. I want to know what you would do for free. I mean, that's how you really find your purpose is what would I do if even if nobody was paying me to do it, right? But yeah, Badass Linus, you can book a call. You can email me at info@theheartlistens.com. I'm on all social medias. So yeah, I would love
Mhm.
to get in touch with anybody that, would love to share their story. Of course, we're always looking for guests on Rockstar Diaries Healing Out Loud. We feature guests who are using their story as a rockstar ripple effect in the world.
Mm.
That's uh, rock stars come in many shapes and sizes. It's not just, you know, on a stage singing in front of thousands. It's in
Mm.
so many different ways.
Wow. Well, Jane, you will also be a speaker at the Women Thrive Summit
Yay!
happening March 16th to the 20th. What
Yes.
can people expect when they see you on stage? Or what are you going to be speaking about?
Oh, I am on the first day, which the theme is Step into Your Magic. And so I will be presenting my Rise and Roar signature frameworks and give some like real life, like lived experience advice on how you
Mm.
can accelerate your growth and your impact and your income. It's just again, it's not based on theory. It's truly what has worked for my clients. Because that's how it starts. You kind of work your signature and see how and then get advice and feedback from your people. You've been through this. And so
Right.
this is truly a signature framework that will work for you if you work it,
Yeah,
work it. So
I
yeah,
love it.
I'm just so excited to be the first day on the summit. So
Yeah.
excited.
Yeah. We were so intentional about where and why we place speakers in different days. And we thought, this is one of the first building blocks in owning your story, owning your power, unleashing
Yes.
your badass lioness.
Ah.
Yeah, unleashing that magic. That's why the theme of the day on March the 16th is that step into your magic. And that's the only way for us to step into our magic is if we own our power and own that voice
Yes.
and own that story. Um, so you can shine. You can shine unapologetically on any stage and any platform. Be your authentic self. And honestly, if it's like a rebirth, and I really genuinely want this for every single woman watching. I
Mhm.
want that rebirth moment, and I hope
Mhm.
that with the summit that we curate every year, this is a flagship event and carefully curated speakers and
Yeah.
days, the lineup, the content that we curate alongside our amazing speakers, it is going to be life changing. I know we're going to transform some lives. We're going to heal some women, some and you're not alone. You don't have to walk this journey alone. There's going to be so much support, guidance, and I know you ladies going to share some of your gifts and strategies. So go ahead, save your spot today. It's free to attend, or you can upgrade your ticket for an additional access to various amazing opportunities. And we look forward to seeing you. Ginine, anything that you want to share before we close out for today's conversation?
Everybody needs a theme song, and I wrote my own theme song for Badass Lioness. And I hope you're going to play it as my
Yeah.
walk on. You know, music is healing. It starts at a neuroscience, your neural pathways. Truly, music, gratitude, laughter,
Yeah.
it all, it's so important. And I always want to include that in there because it truly, I'm a singer-songwriter. I found a way to integrate that into
Mm,
everything I do because music is healing.
yeah.
It can
Yeah.
change the world. It brings people together. It's one voice.
Yeah.
So,
What's your
and I wanted to
soundtrack?
thank you again.
Oh, thank you.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Yeah, what's your soundtrack as you're coming out and stepping into that
Hmm.
next version of yourself? I remember
Yes.
I think I had my 30th birthday and I walked out all done up, going out for lunch with my friends. And Diana Ross song came on, I'm coming out. And that was a moment.
Okay, we are sisters from another mister. That was my theme song for a while, was that I'm coming out. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was literally like, I started working through my trauma and I just, it
Hmm.
was stepping into those 30s. And I was like, yeah, that is a powerful song, that really
It is.
empowering. Just know, yeah, it's your time. It's your time. Own you all of your glow and be unapologetic about it.
Exactly. Exactly. Your glow, your shine. You never
Yeah.
know who's out there, that one person that
Yeah.
you could save their life with your light, shining your
That's
light.
right.
I
Yeah.
mean, yeah. It's like a moral obligation for us to share our story and
Hey.
not to hide it anymore because again, you might help that person, you know? Yeah.
Magical. Oh, Janine, I wish we could hang out for much longer.
I
Um,
know.
you need to go and get in touch with Janine, find out what she's doing. I know you have a workshop coming up soon, and that's something that
January
you do.
20th. Yes.
Hey, January 20th, save your spot for Janine's workshop coming up. What
Yes.
is the name of it?
Oh my gosh, I'm drawn. It's from backstage to center stage.
Amazing.
Yes,
Amazing.
it's with my partner Lori Hardy, who is a radio celebrity, and we're taking everything that we've learned and putting it into 90 minutes. It's backed by popular demand, and so and it's free. It's a free 90-minute workshop that will accelerate you from backstage to center stage. I promise you,
I
it's
love that.
life changing. Yes.
Amazing. Well, we look forward to seeing you then. And for now, take care. And we'll see you
Thank
again very soon.
you.
And hopefully at the Women Thrive Summit.
Thank you.